Perfect skies lead to a picture-perfect liftoff for Atlantis.
4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis.
The 7-member crew lifted off just after 2 o'clock from Kennedy Space Center. Their mission to repair the Hubble telescope. 6 new batteries and a half-dozen stabilizing gyroscopes will be installed on the aging space lab. This is supposed to be the last time astronauts do work on Hubble. Atlantis is scheduled to be in orbit for 11 days. Now, the commander of Atlantis has an interesting Hollywood legacy. His piloting skills and one finger played a prominent role in the movie Top Gun. Retired Navy pilot Scott Altman had just gotten back from an 8-month tour on board an aircraft carrier when he got the call to appear in the movie. He's actually in one of the scene's most memorable scenes. While flying upside down, Altman gives the pilot of the enemy plane the finger.
But they said, go ahead and gesture at the other airplane. So when you're looking at the scene where he's communicating with the Russian or the bad guy pilots in the movie, that would be my finger.
On one occasion, Altman says, Tom Cruise, who played a hotshot fighter pilot, flew with him in the back seat of an F-14 Tomcat. By the way, Altman got paid $23 for a day of work.
Tom Cruise made a lot more money than that.
I think so.
Well, tomorrow we could find out if the governor of Florida plans to make a run for the Senate. The head of the state Republican Party says Governor Charlie Crist will announce his 2010 political plans tomorrow. The Senate seat he may be seeking is held by Republican Mel Martinez, who is leaving office after one term. The only other major Republican in the race is former House Speaker Marco Rubio, who announced his plans last week.
Curing cancer. It may be medicine's greatest and most vexing challenge. Doctors have found better ways to treat cancer, and overall deaths are on the decline. But no medication, no treatment can yet quickly rid your body of cancerous cells. That is, until now. CBS 12's Juan Carlos Van Hool is here with what promises to be an amazing breakthrough, a possible cure for cancer. Juan Carlos.
Indeed, Kurt, scientists have always known certain people just don't get cancer, even when exposed to cancer-inducing agents such as cigarettes. Now, what makes those people immune to the disease is being developed to kill cancer, a possible cure in humans that may be found right here in Palm Beach County. You are looking at microscopic video of cancer cells being eradicated. They're literally being popped at the top and at the bottom by special healthy cells. Proof researchers say that a cure is out there. A cure is what millions like Eileen Fleming have been looking for. The 49-year-old in a fight for life with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a form of cancer which formed a malignant tumor in her right lung.
It weakens you, you get sick, you get tired.
But as it turns out, Eileen and other cancer patients may one day not have to undergo chemo. Just a transfer of cells. As the elusive cure for cancer, a godsend for millions around the world, could be coming. Not from the heavens, but from this Boynton Beach-based medical building.
Big news. I'm really excited for, this program.
So do you want me to sign off on it?
Yes.
Dr. Dipnarayan Maharaj, a hematologist and stem cell transplant specialist, will soon hold a clinical trial at the South Florida Bone Marrow Stem Cell Transplant Institute that could prove the cure for cancer has already been found. It all started with his partner, Wake Forest University professor Zane Cooey, who's done cancer research on lab mice for years. He found mice who never got cancer, even after being exposed to it, and then determined that certain white blood cells within their immune system prevented them from getting the cancer.
What he was also able to find was that he could transfer those cells from mice, from the mice that would not get cancer, to mice that actually had cancers induced and also developed cancer, and he was able to cure the mice of those cancers.
Back to that video here showing a cancer cell being attacked by the smaller white blood cells. The cancer cell literally exploding and disappearing. After 10 years of research on mice, the FDA has approved Dr. Maharaj to try out the white blood cell infusion on human cancer patients at his institute.
My gut is that based upon what we have seen in the mouse model, where you have mice that can be cured of the cancer, my gut is that this looks very promising. We may have a potential cure for cancer.
Well, Dr. Maharaj has gotten federal approval to run this clinical trial. He still has to get through the financial hurdle. It takes $4 million to run a clinical trial on 29 patients. What he won't have a problem doing is finding donors of healthy, cancer-fighting white blood cells. Donors like 21-year-old pre-med student Trevor Rayburn, who's already giving his blood to be included in the trial.
People around my age that can help out, we have much better immune systems just because we've been through a lot already growing up, and we're at our prime right now of what our white blood cells can do.
Cells that could be the key for a cure for cancer.
It's exciting, and knowing that, you know, I'm in this position at this time, and I'm in his hands, and be, you know, that I can get through this, and someday, you know, hopefully he'll be walking around healthy.
Dr. Maharaj is reaching out to donors and philanthropists right now to get the funding necessary to run the clinical trial at his institute. He already has clients waiting to snag one of the 29 coveted spots and could start the clinical trial in the coming months, at which time we could find out if the cure for cancer is already here. Liz?
Exciting news. Thank you, Juan Carlos. Well, the food police are going after some of the country's most popular restaurants, saying they serve up potential heart attacks with each meal. The Center for Science in the Public Interest looked at sodium levels from 17 of the country's largest chains. They found that all of them offer at least one meal that surpasses the recommended daily amount of salt. The food police say the biggest culprit is Red Lobster's Admiral's Feast, with 7,100 milligrams of sodium, more than 3 times what a person should have in a whole day. The Olive Garden's Tour of Italy lasagna had 6,100 milligrams. Chili's Country Fried Chicken Crispers for kids contain almost 2,400 milligrams of salt, and KFC's popcorn chicken has more than 2,000 milligrams.
Here's something rarely captured on camera. From Los Angeles, a large piece of equipment lodged inside an engine of a 747. This is the Japan Airlines flight sitting on the tarmac at LAX after an airline transport container got sucked in. It happened as the jet was pushing back from the gate. The 245 passengers aboard were hustled back into the terminal.
Wow.
That's why you don't want to walk in front of those things.
Exactly.
Okay, $1,200 could be yours from us.
CBS 12 is giving you 3 chances a day to win $1,200. That's $3,600 in total. All you have to do is wait for the cue to call during the 5, 5:30, and 6 p.m. newscast, then be the 12th caller. The contest takes place Monday through Friday through May 20th.
Now, CBS 12 Storm Track Weather with the area's most powerful and advanced radar.
Love the weather for liftoff, hate the fires.
Yeah, boy, wasn't it great to see that liftoff outside?
It was beautiful.
Wow, fabulous weather. And then, of course, we had some big thunderstorms pop up today with the heat of the day. First time we've seen in about a week or so. And with that, of course, we didn't get the dangerously dry conditions knocked off here. You should know that we're missing 11 inches now of rain since the first of the year in West Palm Beach. And also dangerously dry conditions. This live picture right now you're looking at from Sky 12. And, of course, that's out in Indiantown, the subject of 2 days of wildfires going on there, and still things are burning and very dangerous across the area. Please be careful if you have to burn anything. We want to make sure that you're doing that safely. Here we have, and by the way, we do have a burning ban in our area. Here we have a beautiful night outside tonight. We did have showers and some thunderstorm activity around Lake Okeechobee as well as Stewart, but things are pretty dry outside right now. The leftover showers that we can find right now, here's Vero Beach here, are all these storms are all raining themselves out. And that's the last of them. And, of course, you drive an I-95 or the Turnpike, you'd bump into some of the rainy roads. But that's way to the north of our area and not affecting us. But it's a good indication of how we start to pick up more moisture around here. And as a result of that, we're looking for some rain events for the next couple of days. Matter of fact, we've bumped up the rain chances to about 20% according to the forecast models. Right now, outside, we got those numbers in the 70s, as you can see. We got to 95 degrees today for the second day in a row in Okeechobee. Once again, again, tomorrow we'll look for those numbers to be in the upper 80s to the mid-90s in the inland areas as the heat goes in with that sea breeze. And, of course, that's a big problem out at Indiantown to knock off the fires there with the dry conditions. And the winds will be back again, gusting around 20 to 25 in the afternoon, along with some of those scattered afternoon thunderstorms. We saw a few of those around the Stewart area today, and then a lot of them around Lake Okeechobee. Again, tomorrow, the computer models are showing we've got a good chance of rain right in the central sections and away from the coastal areas, although we could always have some pop-up showers or thunderstorms early in the afternoon along the coast, and then it looks a lot of that may drift back to the west. So that's what we're looking at there. We also have a real concentrated area of weather that's moving through the southern part of the United States, not affecting us, but it's the dividing line of the cool air, observed temperatures in the 50s to the north, to the 70s and 80s in the south. So tonight we drop those temperatures down. We'll clear out the skies overnight, becoming breezy again in the afternoon with blazing sunshine, big heat around 88 degrees, and more scattered afternoon thunderstorms. So they're scattered is the operative word there. Most of us didn't see any of the rain, but we saw some clouds late today. Our seas around 1 to 2 feet. Got high tide about 5 in the morning, or rather low tide and high tide around 11:45. We've got hot days ahead. Temperatures should moderate back to the normals of 85 as we go through the work week, and a 20% chance of scattered activity each and every day. There's your weather.
Thank you, John. Bobby Bowden says his Seminoles have experience on their side.
And the punch of the year. CBS 12 Sports Director Pat Murphy has that.
Ann Harbury, the Marlins enjoying a siesta tonight after taking 2-0-3 from the Rockies over the weekend. Up next, a series with the Red Hot Brewers up in Milwaukee. Florida trails the Mets by a game in the East. Meanwhile, the Fish ship Cameron Maybin to AAA New Orleans, the promising outfielder, batting just .202 this season. In New York, the Mets took on the Braves tonight. 7th inning of play. Matt Dias with a frozen rope to left. In comes 2 runs, 3-1 Atlanta. Moments later, Casey Kochman goes the opposite way. 2 more runs will score. The Braves coast 8-3 over the Mets. The Marlins now just a half a game out of first place. Bobby Bowden's Knowles should make some serious racket in college football this season. They are loaded with talent. Bowden's troops were 9-4 last year. The legendary coach in town to chat with Florida State boosters. Bowden says his team has experience on both sides of the football.
Our offense, we got about 9 starters coming back. Got our offensive line coming back. Got a veteran quarterback coming back. And we should be better in that area. Now, defensively, we have 6 starters coming back. And I think our secondary right now is our biggest question mark. We lost 3 out of 4 starters.
In Atlanta, Mike Brown and the Cavaliers look to finish off the Hawks. First half of play, LeBron James caps it off with authority. Hold on to your chair, Kurt. Next, James connects from long range. This guy is simply amazing. Cleveland has the upper hand. Then Wally Zerbiak with a powerful move to the rack. The Cavaliers beat the Hawks 84-74 and sweep that series. Meanwhile, Carolina's Scott Walker missed his calling in the ring. This punch to the face of Boston's Aaron Ward will cost him $2,500, but he won't be suspended. Can you believe it? League officials ruled it wasn't a sucker punch. If it wasn't a sucker punch, Kurt, what was it?
Well, when you grab the collar and you pull the guy toward your fist.
That's a sucker punch. Okay.
Well, it makes it much more powerful, and the guy goes down really
Well, he went down.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. And that does it for CBS 12 News at 11. Thanks for making CBS 12 your local news leader. Join Brooke Blackwell and Ashley Glass starting at 5 a.m. on CBS 12 Daybreak.
For breaking news, go to CBS12.com 24/7. David Letterman is next with Tom Hanks. Must have a movie coming out.
He
Have
does.
a good evening.